We're on. Hey, I'm Mike Demetrio. The guy that's filming this is Mike Demetrio, my son. We've had this here for about 15 years now. When we got it, we were lucky because there wasn't chickens living in it, and it was priced right, and we bought it. Make the long story short, every button, everything was there. It was all politically correct. It was tired, but it was there. So after 15 years of just about ripping it apart, completely doing just about every aspect of the car, here she sits. Originally it came with a 352, but with 3,800 pounds I found it a little bit sluggish. So I ended up putting a new 390 in it with a cam, headers, and we tweaked the carburation. Now it has a little get up and go. I grew up in the late 60s, and I like my car with a little bit more power than most. Everything in this car, from the undercarriage, the suspension, to the electrical, to the body panels, to the interior, has been done. Steering, there's probably things that I forgot about that have been done, but there's so many things that it's too many to list. I'm looking for a good home for it. I'm retired now. I find myself not using it, and I'm all car showed out. So look it over, tell me what you think, and I'll let the cameraman, my son, do his thing here. Meanwhile, I'll open up the glove box, the trunk. And the doors.
Yeah, let's see what the trunk looks like. You got those bodies out?
Yeah, I cleaned out all the bodies.
Okay.
These are the original skirts that went with the car. Underneath the padding and anything you see that's been cosmetically done, it's been restored back to new. In other words, if you pull anything up in here, even the door panels, we took the time to sand, prime, and paint every aspect of the car. No shortcomings, no slip, half-ass work. And while you're there, just stay right there, Mike, because I'm going to start it up. I just want you to hear the exhaust. And just,
all right, start it up. Sounds nice.
Real nice. If you'd like to do a little walk around, come on, I'll show you the motor. Put the shroud on it with the extra fan. Electric fan as well, that's the shroud right here.
Right. The electric fan?
The electric fan is in front of it, so if you get caught in a situation, or if you're in a parade, or you got slow moving traffic, or you got no room to breathe, you put the electric fan on, it always maintains the correct engine temperature. It never overheats, has any problems with that. Not that it would, but I like taking precautions. There's one guy in the country that made the headers for me. They were porcelain on the inside as well on the out, the shorties. And it makes quite the difference. It's a mild, small cam, but with the carburation and the setup that we have, it's probably pushing about maybe 350, 375 watts. Here's the stock one with 300, I believe, 352, which I still have with matching numbers. Give it a little juice here. years ago, how this came to get in light, this car, this wanting in 1965, I worked in a gas station, and the mechanic used to drive me home every night in his 1960 Thunderbird. And he used to leave my house, he used to lace the street, all the way up the street. So me being a kid and all my friends were on bicycles, I said to myself, Jesus, one of these days I've got to own this car. So after years and years of searching and then having enough money to do it, I was able to find and locate one and put it in this condition.
This is probably better than what he had.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Back then, people didn't have much money and time to do these things.
All right, can you tell us what that is again?
Okay, this here is a breather. Instead of having the PVC and having the engine breathe, they had a spout in the back there that allow the engine to breathe normally. This would go underneath the car, and there was always a puff of smoke you'd see because it was always the overflow of vapors, and you'd see it shooting out the side. I didn't like that, so this is a vapor canister recovery unit. What it takes the vapors and it stores it in here, and then it condenses and drops down and it breathes. The motor can still breathe, but you don't have that puff of smoke from underneath, which all 1960s did in those days. I gotta clean this here. It's a little bit dirty. That's the vapor. Once it comes out here, a little bit will trickle off.
Okay. New transmission, what is it, 6,000 miles on the transmission?
6,000 miles on the transmission. The engine has 17,000 miles. It's got a new radiator. Everything in it is, just put it this way, is new. New power booster, new power brakes, new steering column, new steering box, new shifter lever with the indents so it goes into the proper gear, doesn't slip out of gear. Everything that could be done was done to the car.
Okay. Let's see what it looks like underneath. Whoa. That is clean. Would you say a 2-inch exhaust all the way through?
Yeah, I think it's 2.5 stainless steel. And that's a flow-through exhaust system on it.
Okay.
And that's the extent of how much maintenance you have to do to this motor. Every once in a while you get a little breathing, fumes that come up on this here, it hits the firewall, so you just wipe it off 2 minutes and it's gone. Do that maybe once a year.
As far as the interior, what have you done with the interior?
Pretty much everything has been done. Underneath that dashboard cover, the dash has been replaced.
Oh, this is...
That's just the cover.
Just
so
the cover.
If you're at a car show, the heat doesn't destroy it and, fade it out. That's just a precautionary measure.
So that was custom made?
Correct.
Okay.
The motors in the front 2 doors have been replaced. The back seat has been taken out. The rugs, the insulation, everything has been replaced. All the floorboards, the doors, and everything are back to brand new if you take it out.
Seals, all the door seals?
All the door seals, all the rubbers, everything has been replaced. I have the original AM radio at home, And I put an AM, FM in last year because I couldn't get any AM stations up here worth listening to.
Let's get around the other side, see what that looks like. And let's see, we got the trunk, the engine compartment. Get another view here.
What you're looking at now is all new steel too. All this here, everything here has been all replaced, all brand new steel, all the way down, around the fender wells, the low rear quarters, all brand new. It wasn't bad, but it was starting to pit and corrode. You couldn't keep up with it because it just needed the maintenance. So I said, you know something, cut it off, we'll put all new in.
Alright, let's take a look at that's clean. And all the windows work and all that?
All the windows work.
Alright, you want to show us, just fire it up and...
And the same thing with the other side.
Alright, on works, directionals work.
On works, directional, radio. You can find the station. Brand new speaker.
Nice. Alright. Alright, very good. That's a beautiful piece, Dad.
Thank you. It's been a long time in the making.
No rust whatsoever.
None.
None. Alright.